I'm surviving here because I am terrified of trying to survive anywhere else.
Marry me. Perhaps I don't have to. There may be a way to win yet.
I'm sorry, Amal, but the Northern Territory land and all the oil in it is now mine.
What about Jake? Don't tell me the well has dried up.
If Tom thinks that he can walk back into your life, he's got another thing coming.
Tell him the eagle has landed.
Baby.
How can I make you see sense?
I would have thought making a fortune was wonderfully sensible.
It's a con. The land is worthless. I was being set up. It didn't work, so they concentrated on you.
I'm not listening, and it's too late.
You haven't signed the papers yet.
They'll be signed within 24 hours, and nothing you can say will stop me.
Jilly, it's classic. Can't you see? You ruined Stephanie.
Stephanie's dead.
So she's trying to ruin you in exactly the same way.
You say that land's worthless. I have a survey that says it's loaded with oil. What do you have? You keep telling me Stephanie's still alive. What damn proof can you show me? None.
She'll bankrupt you, and I won't bail you out.
You're not concerned for me. You just want to prove your point.
When Stephanie's finished with you, you'll be right back where you were when you walked through those prison gates.
Oh, no. I'll be very, very rich. But rich or poor, you don't get rid of me. We don't have the plain gold ring, and we don't have the church. But we got rid of a body together. There's a certain binding commitment in that. So order some champagne, darling. I'm sure you can think of something to celebrate. I'm not in the mood for apologies just yet.
Look, I know I lost my temper, but I'm worried about you. You've got to understand that.
You'll have to behave yourself if you want me to believe you. No more ravings about dead sisters. And if you're a really good boy, I might even cut you in on the oil.
Not very wise letting her treat you like that in front of the hired help.
She won't listen. She's going solo on that land deal.
Well, let her.
Well, do you think it's anything but a con? Stephanie's revenge?
Sheikh Amal was very close to Stephanie. He has the motivation to pull something like this.
You think I'm crazy, too.
I know how obsessed you were with Stephanie Harper. But I also know you're not a fool.
You believe I saw her?
It's possible. More to the point, I know Amal has been talking to some of our most important customers. They're shocked by your behavior over the princess. They could pull out of their deals with us.
Well, I can't afford to lose any major clients over this. I'll have to prove that Amal was part of the conspiracy against me.
And you need to do it fast before you lose any more credibility. There's no point in just raving on about Stephanie. It's doing you more harm than good. If Stephanie Harper is alive, you have to expose her.
She's alive, all right. She's alive and well and living 2 floors above me at the hotel.
His Royal Highness has that floor guarded like a fortress. Whether you're right or wrong about Stephanie, you'll never get up there to find out.
Then we'll have to find a way to make Stephanie come to us.
Stunning, Louise. Show me the other one.
I'm sorry, Miss Stewart.
Don't be surprised if in future I take my banking business elsewhere.
Problems with the bank?
Seems even with everything I own on the line, I'm still 20 million short of the asking price.
My half of Tara's is tied up in this
Oh,
deal.
stop whining. I'll get the money.
What about Jake? Don't tell me the well has dried up.
He's obsessed with dead women.
So, who needs him? You're the general manager, aren't you?
How very true.
I have a quick temper, Stephanie, but I'm also a practical man. I disapprove of the way you involved my sister in these schemes, but no harm was done.
You've made your point, Amal. Talitha won't be involved again.
You are still angry with me?
I don't care for the way you treat her. But I suppose it's none of my business.
No, Stephanie, it is not. She is a princess, and as such must be properly protected. And I don't approve of the way that man is idling his time with her.
Well, what else is there for them to do with us all cooped up in here? Anyway, be fair. Jono's ingenuity is the reason we have Jilly trapped.
I didn't say he wasn't clever. But Jilly is not trapped until she signs those papers. And Bill was followed here.
Well, that was Jake's doing. He knows I'm here. But Jilly obviously doesn't believe him.
A razor's edge, Stephanie. Neither you nor my sister must leave these apartments until those papers are signed.
Now, I want you to rest. And most important, not to worry. Yes, Doctor. Just a few moments with her, and then perhaps we can have a chat.
Okay.
Does Dan know?
So I've spoken to him. He's on his way.
Were you really telling the truth? We could have married?
I would like to be alone with my wife.
Yes, we'll keep with him and keep in touch. The man I've got tailing Bill McMaster.
Oh, anything to report?
Nothing definite on Stephanie, but Bill's gone to the hospital. Seems a young girl's collapsed.
Who would that be?
I've a fair idea from the description.
Yes, Mr. Sanders?
Send Dennis Harper in to see me, will you?
He's just gone out. Left in a hurry.
Do you know where he's gone?
To the hospital, I think. Something to do with his sister.
Thank you, Gail. I think we just got lucky.
How?
Well, Stephanie won't stay holed up for long. The mother hen always flies to the chick, especially when the chick is dangerously ill.
Well, you don't know she's that ill.
That's what the papers will say. When I've had a word with my friendly reporter.
We can't keep it from Stephanie.
She'll blow the scam.
Then that must be her decision.
What's happening? Is something wrong? Oh, my God. I have to go to her.
Reporting Carteret. Over.
No sign of the target, over.
Maintain surveillance. Stay sharp. Remember that bonus.
Why does it say I'm critically ill?
One guess. Jake. He's trying to flush Mum out into the open. Knowing her, it'll work.
Can't we stop her?
How? We don't know where she is. I could go outside and try and warn her, but Jake must be having the hospital watched. I'd see her as soon as I would.
I hope she doesn't come.
Stephanie. I'm going to Letha. Please, don't tell Amal or Jono.
But what if it is a trap?
Then I'm walking into it. But I have to know about Sarah.
No sign yet, Mr. Sanders?
If you've missed her, I'll be very upset.
I promise you, we've given everyone that's walked through those doors the once-over.
Hang on. There.
She don't look nothing like this photo.
No, it's her. Radio Anton. Now, tell him
the eagle has landed.
That was Bill McMaster on the phone. Sarah is not seriously ill.
I knew it. It was a setup.
Now, where's Stephanie? We can put her mind at rest.
I thought she was with you.
She has gone to see her daughter.
Gone?
Oh, no, the stupid woman.
It is not stupid to care for one's child. Have you not learned this from your own son?
I've got to stop Jake Sanders grabbing her.
What can you do?
I don't know. It may already be too late to do anything.
It's me, darling.
Oh,
Mum. Now lie back. How are you? I have no way of finding out.
The doctor says we're fine. Oh, Dennis knew, Mum. He knew you were alive.
Took you a bit longer than 3 days to rise again.
Oh, Dennis. Oh. Not contacting you has been a choice that's cost me more dearly than you can imagine. I do love you both so much. But do you see, if I hadn't set that aside, there would have been no future for any of us.
We didn't think you'd do it to us again, Mum.
Oh, Sassy. Forgive me. I'm glad you found that. I didn't have the strength to stay away from your wedding.
Oh, I've missed you.
But tell me, the paper said you were seriously ill.
That was Jake Sanders' bait, and I'm afraid you've taken the hook.
Manners.
I do not appreciate being dragged out of my home at this hour of the night by your hatchet man.
Well, you just had to be here for the moment of truth. How does the old saying go? The proof of the pudding?
Oh, she better be here, Jake, or so help me, you'll need a hospital yourself.
She went in there 10 minutes ago. I've got surveillance on every exit. Stephanie has not left her.
Did you two see her arrive?
Mr. Sanders said it was her.
Mr. Sanders always does. I've had enough.
Hey!
Hey! Where the hell do you think you're going?
Back to sanity.
Seeing is believing, my love. Come on.
Stop it, Jake, you're hurting me. Let go, you're tearing my coat.
Shut up.
Idiot.
Can I believe it? Tom really isn't your son?
He isn't, darling. I know that for sure.
Then we could have married. Oh, what a mess.
Do you still love Tom?
I'm carrying his child. You can imagine how I felt thinking he was my half-brother.
You poor love. But do you see now there's no need for any more shame or guilt?
That's true. Oh, my God, that's true. I've been thinking of it as something terrible.
You just concentrate on getting well. There's plenty of time to sort out what you're going to do about Tom and Angelo.
The silly thing is, I love Angelo too, in a sort of way. Thinking that there could never be anything between me and Tom, Angelo did seem very attractive.
But perhaps if you accepted second choice, you'd always regret it.
Someone's coming. It's only a doctor.
Not a doctor, a friend.
It might interest you to know that right now Jake Sanders is on his way here with Jilly. So how the hell are we going to get you out of here?
It's all right. I've already worked that one out. Hurry up, Mum. Get yourself on this. Here, put these on. Mum, get your shoes and socks off.
I'm afraid I can't allow it.
But this woman has a right. She's the girl's aunt.
I'm sorry, but it's much too late.
Oh, we haven't got time for this.
Jake! Get me Dr. Bennett.
Hello? You're a bit late. I shouldn't still be here myself.
Where is she?
Right here. She's sedated, so don't make too much noise. Looking for something?
Where's Stephanie?
What's he talking about?
You're making an idiot of yourself, Jake.
Shut up!
What is it? Jilly?
Now, Sarah, you tell me the truth now. Your mother was here, wasn't she?
But Mum's dead.
You're lying, both of you.
That's enough. Sarah's in no condition to put up with this.
You'll both leave the hospital immediately.
I'm sorry, Sass. Get well soon.
Maybe Jake should see a doctor.
Let's just hope the press don't get hold of last night's little effort.
The orderly. The one with the mask on. Amal's bodyguard, the one they call Jono.
Really?
That's how she got away. They wheeled her right under our noses.
You really can't help yourself, can you? Do you realize the pressure you're putting yourself under?
Don't worry about me. You worry about yourself. You're the one committing financial suicide.
You'll keep your people searching for Stephanie if you must, but why not take 5? Give yourself a break. Literally.
Couple of weeks in the tropics. Add a bit of shine to my coat. Unscramble the eggs.
Why not? I could book a flight to the Gold Coast or one of the islands. Somewhere away from it all.
You sound like a travel brochure. Trying to get rid of me for some reason, Jilly.
Oh. No, I'm just concerned for your health, that's all. Well, I could hold the fort at Sanders for a while. I am the general manager. I could sign contracts, checks, that sort of thing, couldn't I?
Theoretically. But I'm not going anywhere, so there's no need.
And what about Jake? He reminded me of an old dog desperate to find a tree.
Dennis, I couldn't tell Mum about Dan and Jessica. What's going to happen when she comes back?
That is their problem, not yours. Now, how are you feeling? Frankly, you look fabulous.
Seeing Mum again kind of put things in perspective for me. My job is to have a healthy baby. And nothing's going to jeopardize that.
And it's Tom's baby. And you're in love with him. And you're married to Angelo. And I'm glad you're being positive, Sass, because let's face it, someone is going to get hurt.
I know.
How is she? Much better. Mate, you look terrible.
I didn't get much sleep.
She's going to be okay. And the baby's safe, thank God.
Yeah.
The baby means everything to Sarah right now. She could do without any other hassles.
I'm her husband, Dennis. I'm here to look after her, not to give her any trouble. Just tell that half-brother of hers to stay away.
But listen...
I'll talk to you later.
Hi.
Have they told you?
Yes. We're all lucky. You, me, and the kid.
Angelo, things have changed.
What do you mean?
Tom isn't my half-brother. There was some kind of mistake.
Is that what you're saying our marriage is? A mistake? You're my wife now, Sarah. You took vows.
But it's his baby.
I knew that when I married you. So did you.
But I thought Tom and I were related, that we could never have a life together. You must see things have changed.
If Tom thinks that he can walk back into your life, he's got another thing coming. You're my wife. I'll fight for you.
Don't I have any say?
I thought you loved me. At least a little.
I do.
But you love him more. I won't let you go.
Pardon me. I wanted to speak to Sarah alone. I'll come back later.
I told you to stay away from my wife.
Angelo, please.
Tell him then. Remind him you're married to me.
Don't speak to her like that.
Please don't. Not now.
Oh, I'll leave.
And don't come back. Ever.
Sarah's going to have to be the one to tell me that.
Gail, could you have these typed up for me immediately?
Yes, Mr. McMaster. Good morning, Mr. Harper. I'm sorry about your sister. The newspaper...
Love to exaggerate. She's feeling much better this morning, thanks.
Oh, that's a great relief, Dennis. Can I have a word with you, or are you tied up?
No.
Do you know the reason why Jake brought me back into the company?
Sure. Tom said you were doing some troubleshooting.
Right. Well, I've discovered something rather worrying. The company's profits have been dropping rather dramatically in the last weeks, and Jake wanted to know why. He smelled a rat. What we have is a large case of white-collar crime. Computerized sleight of hand.
Any idea who it is?
I have my suspicions.
Well, my advice to you, Bill, is to give whoever it is enough rope, and he'll hang himself.
But do we want to hang him? It's a question of motive. Theft is one thing. Revenge is another.
Wouldn't stand up in a court.
To be hypothetical, take you, for example. Now, you'd have more than enough cause to strike back at Jilly and Jake through the company funds. I could understand your reasons, even sympathize with them.
You give me much more credit than I deserve, Bill. For me, it's a matter of survival. I am picking up a paycheck from the man who ruined my mother. I'm surviving here because I am terrified of trying to survive anywhere else. I'm not the man you're after, Bill. I wish I was.
Well, I had to know. I'm not on the case anymore. Jake doesn't really trust me. No, he's got his bloodhound Anton onto it. Apparently, Jake's going to be ruthless.
Still have to be quick, Dennis. I've got a huge fashion show on tonight.
I'm in trouble.
Well, I didn't figure this was a social call.
They're onto me, Cass. You've got to help me.
Forget it.
I don't know enough to rig the computer. You do. We could go to the office tonight.
I said forget it. Why should I stick my neck out for you?
Please, Cass. I'll give you anything you ask.
Anything's a big word.
Name it.
Marry me. Prison suddenly seemed like a reasonable alternative, didn't it? Relax. It was a joke. Just like our relationship.
Pardon me for living.
Even if I did help you, it wouldn't work. A cover-up would only succeed if they're not looking for it. And if they're as close as you say they are...
I have only hours. No more.
Enjoy them. Jilly tells me prison isn't a lot of laughs.
Thanks.
Look, you can't stop them knowing what's been done. But without the evidence, they can't touch you. Get rid of the gold.
But the sale I've got set up doesn't go through for another fortnight.
You said you only have hours.
But I won't get anywhere near the market value. It'll all have been for nothing.
Oh, listen to yourself. Dennis, this whole thing is falling down around your ears. Get rid of that gold if you have to dump it in the harbour.
Can I use your phone?
If it'll keep you out of jail.
It's me. The merchandise has to move this afternoon. I said this afternoon or the deal's off. You're kidding me. That's 15% of the market value. Listen, listen. 20% or forget it. 3 o'clock. Thanks. You're a real mate.
She has more hide than the Baghdad beggar, your sister. Who else would send me an invitation to a fashion show when she's trying to cheat me in business?
Middle East meets West. And you two are supposed to be the guests of honor.
It sounds exciting. I should like to go.
Out of the question.
Why is it? It can't do any harm.
There have been too many risks already taken.
Yes, all right, point taken. But honestly, Amal, you really do live in the dark ages where Talitha's concerned. Why can't you just give her a chance to live a little?
Stephanie, please. It is of no consequence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just letting off steam.
You were worrying. About Dan.
Dan's asked you and Talitha to have drinks with him before the fashion show, hasn't he?
I do not intend to go.
But I want you to. And I want to go in Talitha's place.
This is madness, Stephanie. To spy on him. It will be torture for you.
I have to see him with Jessica.
But he thinks you are dead. If he learns this is not so, he will want you again.
Perhaps. But I have to know before I re-enter the land of the living.
I still say this is wrong, Stephanie.
Please, Amal.
Jake's men. We are followed.
I just pinned down our multi-million-dollar thief. He's been transferring gold bullion to a defunct company.
You got proof?
I've got the address. When he goes to pick up the gold, we move
Yeah,
him.
very melodramatic. Why don't you just let the police handle it?
But it's Dennis.
Oh, is it now?
So if you still want me to contact the police...
No. Dennis changes everything. I think Lady Luck just smiled on me.
Good afternoon, Dan.
Hello, Amal.
May I present my sister, the Princess Talitha?
Your Highness. And this is Jessica Stewart. Jessica's Philip Stewart's niece.
You are a friend of the Harper family?
More than that. When we're able, Jessica and I intend to marry.
Congratulations, Miss Stewart. Dan is very fortunate.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Please, I am Amal to my friends.
I hope we can be friends once again, Amal. There doesn't seem to be any point in holding any grudges now.
I value your friendship. I always have.
The past is a closed book, then?
Is it always as simple as that, I wonder?
I wish to extend my sympathies about your wife, but perhaps that would not now be appropriate.
Stephanie is still very much in my thoughts.
Dan has been through an awful time.
How fortunate you were here.
Customs differ, Talitha. We have long periods of mourning in our country.
I realize this has happened very quickly, but Jessica and I don't see it as something we need to keep apologizing about.
My brother tells me your marriage was not always happy.
You must forgive my sister. She is accustomed to speaking directly.
I don't mind us being direct. Dan and I could wait a time that people consider decent, but it wouldn't change anything. I can't replace Stephanie. I don't want to. Her career came first. She couldn't make Dan happy. I think I can.
Is that how you feel, Dan?
Talitha! 1,000 pardons. You have no right to ask such questions.
I'm sorry.
Well, perhaps there is something I should say. Jessica may have put this bluntly, but she's right. And I'm afraid if people don't like it, then it's too bad.
There'll be an armoured truck arriving shortly.
Hello, Mr. Summerer. I'll let him come through.
Thanks.
Business must be booming. All these flaming deliveries.
Well, this is the pickup. Business isn't doing as well as I'd hoped.
You're late?
Caught with your hand in the cookie jar. For the last time.
I suppose you've got the place surrounded.
No. No, I haven't called the police. You're going to contact your mother for me.
Having a seance, are we?
You're in no position to mess around with me. You just do as I say.
If my mother were alive, and if I knew where she was, I'd rather go to jail than hand her over to you. So you might as well call in the boys in blue and get it over and done with.
Or we might apply a little Middle Eastern philosophy to this one. If the mountain won't come to Muhammad.
I want the company checkbook, Gail. Where is it?
Mr. Sanders keeps it locked up with the company seal. He has the keys on him.
But you have a spare set.
Yes, but he doesn't like anybody else writing checks.
He should have thought of that before he left the office for the day. I've just been handed a crisis on the phone, and as general manager, I intend to deal with it. So find your keys and bring me the checkbook and the company seal. Right now.
Of course, Mrs. Stewart.
Ronnie's phoned in sick, so you'll have to cover for her in the Valentino ensemble. And tell Suzanne I need to see her.
Testing. Testing.
That's good.
This is where it all began. Stephanie's return from the dead. She swept down that catwalk as Tara Wells and back to ruin my life. Now the wheel turns.
Does it? I just want to make sure I'm still part owner of this place in the morning.
Oh, I raised the extra 20 million. Your share of the oil fields is quite safe, and finally I'll have everything I want, including Jake.
Why, Jake? You know you'll never be able to trust him.
Even so, he's the best. I won't settle for less.
Wouldn't have anything to do with the thing he had for Stephanie.
Just make sure tonight is perfect.
Well, what's everybody supposed to do? Hang around on ice until you're ready for them?
Oh, shut up, Jono.
You're Stephanie Harper. You'll bounce back. At least you always said you did.
I don't often agree with Jono, but this time he is right. You have the strength to overcome even this. And I believe that if you wish it, you can still win Dan back.
If you wish it. Isn't that the point?
Perhaps I don't. Perhaps it would be better for both of us if I just let him go.
To hold on is strength, but to let go could be wisdom.
Try telling that to the bloke hanging off the cliff.
It's nearly over, Stephanie. Tomorrow morning, Jilly will sign the contracts to buy the Northern Territory land. And you will have the money to start the fight back against Jake Saunders. I look forward to the moment when Jake and Jilly see you again.
I had the right to do what I've done, didn't I?
Miles, sweet.
Everyone has the right to seek justice.
Are you serious?
But why does it have to come at such a price?
All right, I'll see what I can do.
No, don't tell me. Nothing worth having comes cheap.
Jake Saunders is downstairs, demanding to see Stephanie.
What? I'll have my men take care of him.
No, I'd better suss it out. He's got Dennis with him.
Dennis?
Listen, why don't you just tell Stephanie we're here?
This is crazy. Stephanie Harper's dead.
That's what I've been trying to tell him.
Oh, come on, Dennis. You should be on my side. Embezzlement of company funds is a very serious offense, worth at least a few years in jail.
I told him that even if she were alive, I'd rather go to jail than see her give in to him.
Playing it to the hilt, aren't you? All right, then give Stephanie a message. Tell her this. Tell her I'll meet her at Towers tonight. If she's not there, then her son will be arrested, and I'm not bluffing.
You're in for a big disappointment.
I hate to say, I told her so. Cheer up, I'm sure she'll be there. In spirit.
You'll have to hope for better than that. Jilly tells me jail's not a very pleasant experience.
He wants you to turn up at Towers tonight.
And I'm going to have to.
You cannot possibly. You will lose every single thing you've worked for.
Can't let Dennis go to jail.
Dennis would rather that. He doesn't want you to give in either.
Perhaps I don't have to. There may be a way to win yet.
How wonderful that you could both make it. It means a lot to me.
Really?
I like having family around when I'm winning.
Where's the guest of honor? It seems Amal doesn't think your invitation is worth accepting.
Tonight will be a triumph, with or without his presence. And by tomorrow, I promise you, I will have paid him back with interest. Enjoy yourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, Towers welcomes you to a night of elegance. East meets West.
What are you doing here?
Is there somewhere a bit more private?
I can't leave my guests.
The deal may be off.
Here. Do you mean the deal may be off?
Amal knows you're after that land. He's going to move quickly, raise his bid, and cut you out.
I have an option.
May not do you any good. Mr. Dawson here is one of the solicitors representing the owners.
What about my option?
It expires at midnight tonight, Mrs. Stewart.
And I'll be settling first thing in the morning.
Amal will put in a higher bid 1 minute past midnight.
If you're representing the owner, why are you telling me this? He can obviously get more money from Amal.
I was persuaded that it would be in my personal interest to inform you.
I paid him off. Just give her the contract to sign. Then it'll be legally binding. The land will be yours, Jilly.
No. It all seems so...
Then you'll miss out.
Jono, you should be with my sister. What are you doing here, Dawson?
Too late.
Witness this, Dawson. I'm sorry, Amal. But the Northern Territory land, and all the oil in it, is now mine.
You are a traitor. And you have the cunning of a jackal, Mrs. Stewart.
Don't be upset, Amal. You already have an enormous fortune. It wouldn't make much difference to you. But me, Well, I know I'm going to enjoy being the wealthiest woman in this country. Just as Stephanie used to be.
Why did you come back?
Your solution doesn't work, that's why. It isn't fair to you, me, or Angelo. We're in love, Sarah. He knows that.
I won't hurt him.
Then think about the future. Sure, he'll have you, but how often will he wonder if you're thinking about me?
Don't fool yourself, Tom. Whatever feelings I had for you, I've pushed aside.
Have you? Tell me that again and I'll believe you.
Whatever I do, someone gets hurt. I won't leave Angelo for you, Tom. I can't.
I love you too much to see you like this. If somebody has to walk away, it better be me.
Jake, Jilly was hoping you'd turn up.
Yes, Dennis was just telling me about his sudden interest in computers. I suspect he had expert advice, but we might not be able to prove it.
Sit down. Enjoy the show. I'll tell Jilly you're here.
After you. I have a gut feeling your mother's on her way.
You think you made enough noise to raise the dead, Jake?
Skip the tired jokes, Dennis. And enjoy your champagne. Where you're going, I gather they make it out of potato peelings.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a stunning collection, inspired by the mystique of the exotic East. Comrades.
I bet Jake's on hot coals waiting for you to turn up.
Bingo. Nice of you to join us, Stephanie. Was it really necessary to keep up the facade?
I warn you, Jake.
Don't worry, Armal. I'm not going to cause a scene. I'm just looking forward to the family reunion.
I have your word that Dennis will go free.
I got my gold back. I don't need Dennis. You have my word.
Of course, I'm not sure what that is worth.
Armal, I might play dirty, but when I give my word, I mean it. I think Stephanie knows that.
Scimitar.
Armal, Talitha, I'm so pleased you could accept my invitation.
Jilly, I think Armal and his sister have a little surprise for us.
And I have one for you, Jake. Or has Armal already told you? The Northern Territory land now belongs to me. I signed the necessary papers 10 minutes ago.
You fool.
Don't worry, darling. I relented and cut you in. I wrote out a company check for 20 million this afternoon.
You conniving.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the pièce de résistance, Tara's proudly present Kismet.
Jake's concern is justified, Jilly. The Northern Territory land is worthless.
Really, Armal? That's beneath you. I expected you to be a better loser than that.
Stephanie is alive, Jilly. You have just lost everything, including 20 million of Jake's money. to her.
You're lying.
You think that's his sister? What do you think I've been trying to tell you all along?
In this case, you are wrong, Jake. This is my sister, Talita.
Well, where is she then? Where's Stephanie?